Nicki Minaj just made some absolutely wild claims about the music industry that have the entire internet completely divided. She's talking about satanic practices, evil spirits, and dark forces in entertainment, and her comments are reigniting conspiracy theories that have been around for decades. In February 2026, right after the Grammy Awards, Nicki sparked massive controversy with some cryptic claims about an unnamed artist engaging in what she called satanic rituals. She didn't name names, which of course made everyone start speculating about who she was talking about. Was it someone who performed at the Grammys? Was it someone who won an award? Nobody knows for sure, but that hasn't stopped the internet from going absolutely wild with theories. But Nicki didn't stop there. She made an even more shocking statement, saying that certain music is, quote, dipped in evil spirits. Think about that phrase for a second. She's literally saying that some songs in the industry have evil spiritual forces attached to them. That's an incredibly bold claim to make, especially coming from one of the biggest names in hip-hop. Her fans are completely divided on this. Some people are praising her for quote-unquote speaking truth and exposing what they believe are dark practices in the entertainment world. Others are criticizing her for promoting conspiracy theories and potentially damaging other artists' reputations without any actual evidence. Now, to understand why these claims are getting so much attention, we need to talk about the history of these theories in the music industry. The idea of satanic or Illuminati influence has been a recurring theme in hip-hop and pop culture for literally decades. It's not new at all. Artists like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Lady Gaga have been at the center of these discussions for years. People analyze their music videos frame by frame, looking for supposed occult symbols. They interpret hand gestures as secret society signs. They claim that certain lyrics contain hidden messages about devil worship or selling souls for fame. Some Christian advocates and conspiracy theorists genuinely believe that the entertainment industry is saturated with occult references. They argue that these symbols and themes are deliberately used to attract young people to what they consider negative influences, like drugs, violence, and immorality. But here's where Nicki's recent claims get really interesting, and honestly, kind of hypocritical. She's calling out other artists for supposedly engaging with satanic imagery and evil spirits, right? But Nicki herself has previously embraced what she called devil imagery in her own career. At the 2018 Met Gala, Nicki famously described herself as, quote, dressed as the devil. She wore a red outfit with elaborate headpiece that she explicitly connected to devil imagery. So she's participated in the exact same kind of aesthetic and symbolism that she's now criticizing other artists for using. This raises an important question. Is Nicki being genuine about her concerns, or is this just attention-seeking behavior? Is she trying to distance herself from her past imagery? Has she had some kind of spiritual awakening that's making her see the industry differently? Or is she just stirring up controversy to stay relevant and get people talking? Let's also talk about what she might mean when she says music is, quote, dipped in evil spirits. Is she talking about the lyrical content, the production techniques, the intentions of the artists, the business practices of record labels? She hasn't been specific, which makes it really hard to evaluate whether her claims have any merit. Some people interpret her comments as referring to the cutthroat nature of the music business. The industry is known for exploiting artists, manipulating young musicians, promoting destructive lifestyles, and prioritizing profit over people's well-being. Maybe that's the evil she's talking about, not literal satanic rituals, but the moral corruption of an industry that chews people up and spits them out. Others take her comments more literally and believe she's talking about actual occult practices, secret ceremonies, and spiritual warfare happening behind the scenes in Hollywood and the music world. The timing of these claims is also worth noting. They came right after the Grammys, which is one of the biggest nights in music. The Grammys have historically been a target for these conspiracy theories, with people claiming that the awards are rigged and that winners are chosen based on their willingness to participate in dark practices rather than actual talent. There's also Nicki's own complicated relationship to the Grammys. She's been nominated multiple times, but has never won. Could there be some bitterness there that's influencing these comments? Is she suggesting that other artists are winning because they've quote-unquote sold their souls, while she's stayed pure? That would be a pretty self-serving narrative. What we do know is that these kinds of conspiracy theories have real consequences. When major artists like Nicki Minaj make claims about satanic practices without providing evidence, it can fuel paranoia, damage reputations, and distract from legitimate criticisms of the music industry. There are real problems in the entertainment world that deserve attention. There's exploitation of young artists, there's sexual harassment and abuse, there's financial manipulation, there's the promotion of harmful stereotypes and destructive behavior. These are concrete issues that can be addressed and changed. But when the conversation shifts to vague claims about evil spirits and satanic rituals, it becomes much harder to have productive discussions about how to actually improve the industry. It turns serious issues into conspiracy theories that many people will automatically dismiss. It's also worth pointing out that these satanic panic narratives have a long history in America, going back to the 1980s and beyond. They've been used to demonize everything from rock music to video games to Harry Potter books, and they've consistently been debunked, but they keep coming back in new forms. The Illuminati conspiracy theories specifically have been around for centuries, but they took on new life in hip-hop culture in the 2000s. Artists would reference the Illuminati in their lyrics, sometimes seriously and sometimes mockingly, which only fueled more speculation. So where does this leave us with Nicki's claims? Without specific evidence or details, it's impossible to verify what she's saying. We don't know who she's talking about, what practices she's referring to, or what led her to these conclusions. What we can say is that her comments are generating massive conversation, which may have been the goal all along. In an industry where attention equals currency, making controversial statements is one way to stay in the headlines. The question for fans and observers is whether to take these claims seriously or to see them as part of a pattern of conspiracy thinking that doesn't help anyone. Do Nicki's claims deserve investigation and discussion, or are they just adding fuel to conspiracy theories that distract from real issues? What do you think? Do you believe there's truth to claims about satanic practices in the music industry? Or is this just conspiracy theory nonsense? And what do you make of Nicki calling out others for imagery she's used herself? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe because this conversation is far from over.